Well, Colleen, first the caveats. We were in the air, not on the ground. We didn't capture any kind of exchange between the officer and the suspect they were arresting, not that that necessarily would matter. And the police here say that this is the subject of an internal investigation. It started around 1:30 this afternoon following an attempted traffic stop by El Monte police. The driver of the light silver four-door sedan refused to pull over, leading authorities on a winding pursuit through several cities. The pursuit captured by Channel 4 helicopter pilot Justin Yeager.
This is crossing through traffic there.
The driver had two passengers, according to the Highway Patrol. At one point, while in slow traffic, one of the passengers jumped out and immediately surrendered to police. The suspect driver, though, sped off, throwing objects out of the window. Later, making his way onto a sidewalk to avoid traffic before getting back onto the San Bernardino Freeway, then the 605 freeway, hitting speeds of up to 85 miles per hour. Finally, the driver ended up on Whittier Boulevard in Pico Rivera, the car now speeding in the wrong lane of traffic for several blocks, nearly striking a pickup truck head-on. The driver loses control and strikes a parked car. It is what happens next that is now the subject of an internal investigation by El Monte police. The second passenger almost immediately surrendered, but the suspect driver ran, making his way to the rear of an apartment building. He ends up being cornered in a condominium backyard, where he then throws himself on the ground, apparently having surrendered.
Now laying down, face down on the lawn here. Oh! Wow. He just kicked him directly in the shoulder there.
The as-yet unidentified officer kicks the suspect in the head and right shoulder. A few moments later, he's joined by other police officers who forcefully apply handcuffs with a police dog arriving nearby. After the arrest, two officers exchange a high-five congratulatory salute. We showed the videotape to El Monte Police Chief Tom Armstrong.
I think you showed it to me twice. I'm looking into it, and I don't have all the facts yet. And I've worked internal affairs for 4 years, and I've learned that you do not make a decision in a vacuum. I do not know what was in the mind of that officer as to why he did that. I saw the individual turn his head toward the officer. As far as the officer with the flashlight, what I saw in the two times, and again, I'm just looking at it for the first time, but it appears that individual had his arm underneath his body. You cannot see what was in his hand. This is going to be looked into, and it should be. But I will not... I'm not here to make a decision or tell you what that officer did was overtly wrong until I know all the facts. And I've learned that in the over 30 years I've been a cop.
Now, we understand the officers involved in this pursuit are still in Pico Rivera being debriefed, and once again, internal investigation taking place here at El Monte Police. They have yet to release a press release about this pursuit and have yet to release either the name of the officer or of the suspect who was captured, or whether or not that subject required any hospitalization or medical attention. Once again, this pursuit under investigation here at El Monte PD. I'm Conan Noble, Channel 4 News. Back to you.
You know, Conan, I just heard a chopper go overhead there. Is it possible the officers were not aware of the choppers in the air taking video of this?
Quite possible. There's no indication on the ground and watching the videotape that anybody on the ground even knew of a helicopter, and if they did, they may have assumed it was a police helicopter.
And yet we know there were at least 2 or 3 other news choppers in the area. What about the suspect? I'm not sure I heard the chief. Was the suspect armed?
We don't know that. In fact, we don't know much about this entire episode because El Monte Police have yet to issue a press release about it. The information we have about this pursuit has come from the California Highway Patrol. The chief seems to be very forthright. He says that there's going to be an investigation. He does not condone any kind of excessive use of violence or force by his officers, but at the same time, he's not going to prejudge them. This is a difficult time for the department once they took a look at this video. This chief has been on the job as chief of El Monte Police for about 4 months. So he says he's taking this very seriously. But once again, we haven't heard much about the officers or anything else about this pursuit.
And we definitely know they were El Monte police officers, correct?
Yes, we do.
All right. Well